Those who are serious in practicing the teachings of the Buddha must remember the advice of all the Buddhas. Avoid evils, do good, purify the mind. It is not enough to fulfill just the first two, avoiding evil and doing good. In fact, the most important of these three advice is the third one, purify the mind. We may start our practice gradually, from the ground up, so to speak, with the causes of task, which is to avoid evil, and slowly build upward towards doing good. But we must not stop here, or our practice will fall short. In fact, the first two are simply the foundation work for the third advice, that is, the purification of the mind. Right understanding, samadhi. To be able to practice well requires not just the doing part or actions, but also the understanding part. Thus the emphasis on the right understanding or right view of the Buddha's teachings. There are many ways to gain right understanding of the Buddha's teachings. You may, number one, listen to the Dhamma. For example, Dhamma talks, Dhamma discussions, formal Dhamma classes, Dhamma debates, etc. Number two, read the Suttas, preferably from the Nikayas. Number three, teach the Dhamma. And number four, personal insights from meditation. For our purpose in gaining right understanding, we have chosen to conduct regular Dhamma discussions on selected suttas at our center. These Dhamma discussions, hopefully, will serve a few purposes. 1. It will encourage participants to read the suttas on their own, thus increasing their interest in the original suttas, as well as increasing their understanding of the Buddha's teachings. 2. It will serve as a forum to verify understanding and clarify misconceptions or misunderstanding of the Buddha's teachings. 3. It will serve as a way to strengthen faith in the Buddha's teachings. And 4. It will serve as a way to strengthen fellowship among participants. Selected Suttas. Generally, the Buddha's teachings are said to be collected into 3 baskets called the Tipitaka. These are 1. The Sutta collections, or the discourses of the Buddha. 2. The Vinaya, or the rules for the Sangha. And 3. Abhidhamma, or higher truth or knowledge. However, we must note that the Abhidhamma did not exist until many years after the Parinibbana of the Buddha. Up until the Second Buddhist Council, which was held 100 years after the Buddha's Parinibbana, there were only the Dhamma and the Vinaya. That leaves us with the Suttas and the Vinaya as original teachings from the Buddha. Since the Vinaya is meant primarily for the monks and nuns, as lay people, our focus should therefore be directed towards the study of the original Suttas. The Suttas are divided into 5 main collections, namely 1. Digha Nikaya, or the long discourses. 2. Majjhima Nikaya, or the middle-length discourses. 3. Samyutta Nikaya, or the topically grouped discourses. 4. Anguttara Nikaya, or the numerically grouped discourses. And 5. Khuddaka Nikaya, or the miscellaneous discourses, which includes the Dhammapada. We will focus on mainly the first 4 and occasionally the Dhammapada. Since there are a few thousand suttas in the Nikayas, it will be difficult to read and discuss all of them. In the interest of time, we will have to select specific suttas for discussion. Our goal in conducting these Dhamma discussions is to improve the understanding of the Buddha's teachings so that we can practice better and also see the relevance of our practice in our daily life. In order to fulfill this goal, I have decided to base the selection of the suttas on their values in furthering the understanding and practice of the Buddha's teachings in our daily life. Bird's eye view. From a bird's eye view, the practice of the Dhamma can be seen as a gradual path from faith in the Buddha's teachings to the practice of generosity, into the practice of virtues, both verbally and bodily, leading to mental cultivation and the attainment of concentration, and finally the attainment of knowledge and vision or wisdom. This path, when practiced properly, brings about benefits not only for the individual, but also for the family and community. This in turn benefits the country and the whole world. Thus we begin with ourselves. Faith in the Buddha's teachings is the seed that leads to the practice and cultivation of the Dhamma. Faith must therefore be carefully nurtured and strengthened by 1. Studying and understanding the Dhamma, and 2. Associating with spiritual friends or Kalyana Mitta. Dana, or the practice of generosity, is probably the easiest point to begin our cultivation. It is extremely important for us to truly understand the importance of dana in our practice. Buddhists generally view the practice of dana in rather specific ways. The Buddha himself had explained how dana is best practiced. We will therefore begin our discussions from faith and dana and move on from there. But before that, what is this Dhamma that we are learning? The Dhamma. To practice the Dhamma means to truly know the Dhamma well. It means to befriend the Dhamma, to be intimately close to the Dhamma, and to be as one with the Dhamma. So what is the Dhamma? The Pali word Dhamma is generally interpreted by Buddhists to be the teachings of the Buddha. More generally, Dhamma refers to universal truth. What the Buddha taught was reality. He taught about truth, the true nature of things, and how to attain and realize this truth, and eventually attain liberation from the insecurities and sufferings of life through this realization. The Noble Eightfold Path is the way to achieve this. How to recognize the Dhamma? In the Dhamma Niyama Sutta, in Anguttara Nikaya 3.134, the Buddha said that the steadfastness and orderliness of the Dhamma remain the same, regardless of whether a Tathagata arises in the world or not. Furthermore, he noted that all phenomena in the world are inconstant, anicca, stressful, dukkha, and impersonal, anatta. The best way to recognize the Dhamma, the teachings of the Buddha, is by following what the Buddha advised. Number 1. Outcomes of one practicing the Dhamma. In Gotami Sutta, found in Anguttara Nikaya 8.53, the Buddha gave a list of 8 qualities or outcomes of one who practices the Dhamma. Quote, "As for the qualities of which you may know, these qualities lead to dispassion, not to passion, to being unfettered, not to being fettered, to shedding, not to accumulating, to modesty, not to self-aggrandizement, to contentment, not to discontent, to seclusion, not to entanglement, to arouse persistence, not to laziness, to being unburdensome, not to being burdensome. You may categorically hold, this is the Dhamma, this is the Vinaya, this is the teacher's instruction." 2. Qualities of the Dhamma. In the Kalama Sutta, found in Anguttara Nikaya 3.65, the Buddha said that, quote, "When you know for yourself that these qualities are skillful, these qualities are blameless, these qualities are praised by the wise, these qualities, when adopted and carried out, lead to welfare and to happiness, then you should enter and remain in them," unquote. He then went on to explain that what is skillful is that which, when practiced, reduces greed, hatred, and delusion. 3. Compare with the Suttas and Vinaya. In the Mahapadesa Sutta, found in Anguttara Nikaya 4.180, the Buddha gave a further criterion for his followers to differentiate what is Dhamma from what is not Dhamma. When we are told that such and such a teaching is directly from the Buddha, or from a great assembly of prominent monks, or from a small group of prominent monks, or even from a single monk, we should not outright accept or reject the teaching. Instead, we should compare this teaching with the Suttas and Vinaya, and if found to be incongruent with them, then we can safely accept the teachings as that taught by the Buddha. The Dhamma is good in the beginning, good in the middle, and good in the end. The Dhamma is often said to be good in the beginning, good in the middle, and good in the end. But what exactly does it mean? Since the Dhamma is universal truth, it is good through all time, past, present, and future, and through all space, all the three realms of existence. If we look at any single plane of existence, for example, our own plane of existence, the Dhamma is both wide and broad, being good for oneself, for those one interacts with, and for the society, country, and world at large. If we turn the attention to our own practice, we will see that the Dhamma is as shallow or as deep as our own level of understanding. At the beginning of our practice, we understand it a little. In the middle of our practice, the same Dhamma affords us greater insights. If we decide to practice deeply, we can achieve the ultimate goal of enlightenment. Walking the path is a personal choice. Whether you choose to walk the path or not is your personal choice. How much you want to practice is also your own choice. With ardent practice of the Dhamma, one progressively purifies the mind and builds inner strength, greater resilience towards adversities like greed, hatred, and delusion, and higher wisdom to make appropriate choices. Note that your success in life is dependent more on these inner qualities than any outer conditions. With this strength, resilience, and wisdom, you can make the best of everything, every condition and situation. Also, the state of your mind tends to attract similar conditions into your experiences. You are responsible for your choices. Intention, I tell you, is karma. Intending, one does karma by way of body, speech, and intellect. From Anguttara Nikaya 6.63. I am the owner of my actions, or karma, heir to my actions, born of my actions, related through my actions, and have my actions as my arbitrator. Whatever I do, for good or for evil, to that will I fall heir. From Anguttara Nikaya 5.57. So you are the owner of your karma, heir to your karma, born of your karma, related through your karma, and have your karma as arbitrator. Therefore, you are solely responsible for your choices. Whatever you choose to do with your life, choose wisely. Go for something that is good for you, good for those interacting with you, and good for the society at large.